Hi everyone, this is Satiris Basakaropoulos, and tonight I'm going to be interviewing Karen Newton. And the topic of our podcast is actually the first of our Say Goodbye 9 to 5 podcast series as well. And the topic of our podcast tonight is going to be 4 types of investments to help you quit the 9 to 5. Karen Newton is here with me. And Karen is an investor, she's a wealth coach, and she's also the founder of the 273 Club. 273 Club is a skilled-based training club which teaches 4 category investing in business, property, shares, and bullion. Welcome to the podcast tonight, Karen. It's great to have you here.
Thank you, Satiris. It's good to be on here.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm really interested. This is a subject that will be interesting to a lot of people, especially in the current things that are going on, and how to actually be able to grow investments so that you can actually, it can help you to actually quit your job and have some, financial freedom without having to work 9 to 5 every day for the rest of your life. And I know that you're the go-to lady when it comes to assets and investments and stuff. So it's great to have you here today.
Great. I'm really looking forward to explaining all about what I call 4 category investing. So 4 category investing is building a business which generates money, that allows you to invest in shares, allows you to invest in property, and then you protect the whole of it by buying gold and silver bullion. That's very simply what 4 category investing is. When you look at investing, it is actually 80% mindset and just 20% skills. So there is a big shift that needs to be made to move yourself into the category of investing. And what we do then is we teach you how to start up very small businesses. And the idea of the small businesses is that most people don't have a lot of money to start investing. And I'll jump a little bit here at the moment. The name, the £2.73 Club, comes from the fact that a lot of people would say to me, oh, I'm not interested in investing, I don't have any money, I'll come to you when I've got money. Well, £2.73, most people spend that each day in buying a cup of coffee. Actually spend more than that. But if you put £2.73 a day away, at the end of the year, you have £1,000.
Brilliant.
But what we teach you is there are investments that you can do from £10. So just a week of putting £2.73 away, and you can go and start an investment. So that's actually how we came up with the concept of the £2.73 Club.
That's great.
It's just a little jogger there.
Absolutely.
And with the investing, as I said at the beginning, most people don't have any cash to start investing. So what we say to them is start a very small business. And a very small business can be something as simple as going around your house, finding all the things that you no longer want, and going and selling them on eBay.
Absolutely, yeah.
When I taught my daughter this, she thought it was fantastic.
Yeah.
And I suddenly realized that stuff was disappearing from the house. And I had to explain to her, only your stuff is allowed to be sold, not mine.
Yeah.
But it's all, we all have stuff that we've accumulated around us And if you sell that off, that gives you a little bit of cash to be able to start the investments. Once you're earning a little bit of money, then you can start to look at shares, and we teach you how to invest in shares starting with just £100. And we have the strategy of starting extremely small, low price shares which are fairly stable, that produce a monthly income for you, and then we layer the skills up. Property, you can get into property with no money whatsoever. People seem to think that if you want to do property investing, you need to have thousands and thousands of pounds. You don't. You can start with nothing.
Yeah.
And then gold and silver, well, you can start with a gram of gold, which will cost you about £50, and silver is around about 22 pounds, I think it is at the moment. So you can actually start investing very, very small.
Brilliant, brilliant. I mean, £50, anybody should be able to find that, you know, with a little discipline.
Yeah, and sell something on eBay and you've got £50 to go and get some bullion.
What actually happened to us was one day my young son, my 4-year-old, was playing the Wii, and he wouldn't listen to me. I kept telling him to put the strap on, wouldn't listen to me. The strap hit the TV and smashed the TV, right? It was about 5 or 6 pound TV, completely kaput. And my wife actually went and she took the TV stand, you know, just the part that's attached underneath it, not even like the stand that it sat on, but this wee metal thing that's at the back of it, and the plug, and put it on eBay. And I think she sold the plug for like 23 pounds or something, and the stand for another 18 pounds. So she got nearly 50 pounds for what would have been thrown away by anybody else, you know?
I know it's quite amazing because when we do our 273 Club training, we work in groups, and it's what I call modular learning, in that each month the clients get a module, they work through that, they learn a skill, and then they go home, they have homework to go and practice it. And in the very first module, we talk about going on eBay, and clients have made like 200 up to 500 pounds, and they come back the next month and think, wow, you know, I've made all this money, and all they have done is go around their house and get rid of stuff that they don't want. And some clients do that every single month, and they are generating, you know, £500 a month, and they surprise themselves at how much they've been able to make. And that then allows them to go on to other investments.
Absolutely. That's brilliant. That's a brilliant strategy, definitely. Definitely.
You know, you and I mean, we've talked quite a few times, and we've known each other for about a year or so now, I think. We're both internet marketers.
Yeah.
You know, I write books, I sell them online. You create videos and products and training courses. They are very simple to put together.
Absolutely.
And it's again another simple little business that generates income.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know how long it takes you to produce a video and put it online.
5 minutes.
Exactly. Yeah, but they're not seen as serious businesses.
Yeah.
But all we're doing is we're using the business to generate cash, which allows us to move on and do investing.
Absolutely. 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 When you say about the gold, you know, about buying the gold and stuff, what sort of places would you go to buy gold online? Is there any specific places or anything that you would go to buy gold, or?
You want bullion traders.
Okay.
Okay, retailers. So you've got companies like Bullion by Post, Bullion Vault. Yeah, you just put it in a Google search, and there's a lot of them that come up, and you're looking for gold or silver. If it's UK, you're wanting something that is 999.99% pure.
Okay.
Okay. If you're buying bullion, which is American, well, America mixes with an alloy with its gold, so its gold is slightly lower. It's still, I'm not sure the exact amount because it changes a little bit each time they do a run, but it's still around 980, 990% pure.
Okay.
So what you are buying is currency that is created by each individual country. So if, for example, Britannia is Britain,
Yep.
you have American Eagle, which is the American.
Yeah.
Maple Leaf is the Canadian, and they are all coins that you can collect, and they're bullion specific investment coins.
Okay.
Now, the one thing I would say, I don't have any handy at the moment. They're about, I don't know if you can see, the silver coins about that big.
Okay.
When it arrives, if you're buying one, it should be in a plastic bag, or you can buy plastic containers off eBay. Don't finger the coins because your fingers will actually tarnish them. Keep them in a sealed plastic container.
Okay. So.
Okay, and it's a hardback plastic container that you can seal it in.
Very good. Very yeah.
Same with the gold. If you're buying the gold, you can start with a 1 gram bar of gold. And I've seen people's faces when they've spent £50 and they're expecting this great big bar of gold to come.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, for 1 gram, it's only about the size of my little fingernail here. It is very tiny, but it's still bullion. It's still gold bullion.
Yeah. Well, that's it's what about the silver? Is there any, I mean, what do you think there's any, like some people say, you know, remember some people, Robert Kiyosaki and stuff, said that, you know, that silver seemed to be harder to get, and they're using a lot of it in, you know, machines and stuff and computers and things like that. Would you prefer normally gold over silver? Have you any preference, or you just think, you know, we should have both?
I have both, but I'm predominantly in silver. And the reason I invest in silver is, one, it's cheaper to buy. Silver is not mined specifically. Silver is a byproduct of other mining.
Yeah.
And it's only available in a certain field, a certain depth and area. And what happens is there is a limited resource of silver.
Okay.
So although silver is lower value,
yeah,
I say the consensus, there are a lot of people who will say silver is undervalued, and silver is expected to go up. Okay, I prefer silver personally, and that's probably why I'm more attracted to it. I don't know whether you know this, but like my ring is white gold. The color yellow, which you get in gold, is not a color that I like. And so I probably tend to go more towards silver because that's the color that I generate more towards. Probably not a scientific way of investing.
I know what I mean.
But the other thing is that when you're starting with small quantities of money, silver is easier to buy.
Okay.
You know, it doesn't take a great deal of money to buy silver.
Yeah.
And the other thing I like about silver is you can buy collector coins, which are bullion grade coins.
Okay.
And by that, I mean Marvel Studios.
Mhm.
You know, it's phenomenal at the moment. And you've got Iron Man, you've got Captain America, Spider-Man.
Yeah,
If I have coins which have those characters on them, the limited edition coins.
yeah, brilliant. I'm sure the kids will be, oh,
And the thing that's interesting is I was buying the coins just before Endgame came out,
yeah,
which was the final Marvel trilogy. As soon as Endgame hit the market, the price of those coins shot up. And
yeah,
when I've been buying them at £25 a coin, they were suddenly £38 a coin just on a movie being released.
yeah, brilliant,
Yeah.
brilliant.
And Spider-Man,
Yeah,
when all the problems happened with Sony and Sony not giving Disney Studios the rights, they withdrew the rights
yeah,
on Spider-Man, those coins just accelerated in value and they're almost impossible to buy now.
yeah.
They're hundreds of pounds if you want a Spider-Man coin.
Oh,
You know,
brilliant.
so for people who are interested in coin collecting, you can buy bullion grade coins.
Okay.
So it satisfies a market of people, if you like, who I'm not into numismatic coins. That's a totally different way of collecting, and I have no idea how to value those. But certainly, bullion grade, when anything happens in the market, you still have the value
Yeah,
of the bullion, plus on top of that, you have the collector's value.
brilliant,
So
brilliant.
some of the coins I've got,
Yeah.
I love Star Trek, Star Wars.
Mhm, mhm.
I'm a sci-fi fan, so
Yeah,
I'm into Star Wars, Star Trek, all of those.
yeah.
And I have Darth Vader, Stormtroopers, and
Oh, brilliant.
different coins that come out every year, and I just collect those.
And you got them from, did you get them from Marvel then? You said no?
No, bullion by post. Well, actually, no. My business partner sourced them for me, and within the £2.73 club, if anybody wants to do coin investing, what we tend to do is we're able to bulk buy because everybody gives us their orders that they want, and that allows us to go and bulk buy and get them at a cheaper discount
Brilliant.
for the clients. And then so Pete, my business partner, he will actually source the coins and find the best deal. I don't know half of the companies that he uses. That's his side of the business.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Brilliant, brilliant. Yeah, that's great. I actually, I used to collect coins as a child when I was about 5 or 6 years old. And I used to pester when my dad had the restaurant. I used to have a couple of customers I knew were traveling all the time, and I used to pester them for like foreign coins and stuff, you know. And they used to bring me back like piles of coins and stuff. But some of the older coins were some of the older coins before a certain date silver. I mean, I think I got like Kennedy $half and an Eisenhower dollar and stuff like that. Were any of those silver? You know, the big ones, or
Yeah, I have no idea because they're not bullion grade investments. So I purely deal in bullion grade coins.
very good, very good, very good. Yeah, that's very interesting. Um, so do you're living at the minute in Spain? Yeah,
Yeah.
and I've been obviously watching the stuff going on there as well. Your little daily video, your little daily post every day about it and stuff. So yeah, it's really good, especially in times like this, to have, you know, those different avenues of assets and income.
Yeah, and the thing is like business, and again, I go back to what you and I talk about with internet marketing. Um, we run online businesses,
Mm-hmm.
and the shutdown that we have at the moment, it's phenomenal because people want information.
Absolutely.
For a long time, I don't know about you, but I've struggled to find some markets. But now everybody's in shutdown.
Yeah,
They want information. They're on the internet. They want to learn. They want to upgrade their skills.
absolutely. Absolutely.
And internet marketing is absolutely booming at the moment.
When the last week or two, I've been going completely crazy. I mean, my head's like, it, I haven't had my head feeling like this since I worked in a restaurant on a Saturday night, 9 in the morning to 2 a.m. And I remember when I used to come home at 2 a.m. after like having 120 customers and being like that, I would come home and my head would be spinning the way it's actually spinning now every day for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I need like 2 hours to unwind. You know, we would have come home at 2 o'clock and sat down and watched TV for 2 hours to unwind. Well, that's the way I've been the last couple of weeks, just
Yeah.
with, you know, business and stuff and doing things for people. And, you know, there was one big thing I set up. There was like about 4 different things and they all had to be plugged in together, membership sites and websites and autoresponders and payment systems and all talk to each other. It's like loads of stuff been going on, you know. So yeah, it's been very
It is. It's just absolutely chaotic at the moment.
and I mean
Um,
this
I know from my point of view, you know, I like to write. I'm a content creator. And I write blogs, I write books, I'm always creating content. And I've had very little time to actually do that because suddenly everybody's online and I'm dealing with a lot of phone calls, a lot of requests. Um, you know, people are saying, "Can I talk to you?" And I'm having to book them 2 weeks down out because I just haven't got the time. It's just exploded so fast. It's incredible. And we are now 4 weeks in shutdown. So as of tomorrow, we've done 4 weeks in shutdown.
it seems like an eternity, I'm sure.
And well, I've been that busy. I haven't really
Yeah.
noticed too much. But today I know the Prime Minister in Spain has gone to Parliament and he's told them that he wants to extend it out to the 10th of May. So we are going to be here for quite a long time in shutdown. And all I want to do is I've got 3 books that are like 70% finished and there's not a lot of work to do. And I haven't had time to get in there and finish those books.
Yeah, absolutely.
You and I did an interview for my YouTube channel about 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. And I've only fitted 2 more interviews in since then.
Yeah,
because it's just been absolutely crazy.
and
the thing is, although we're talking about investing, business is an investment. And most people don't see it as an investment.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah. I mean, when you see, it's just amazing now that we're able to go and do stuff and have, the money just rolling in online, and so many different ways you can invest. You can go and buy bullion online, or you can go and buy cryptocurrency online, or you can, there's so many things you can do. I mean, I had a friend of mine, and we've known each other for years. He's followed all my stuff and so on, and he put a message out and said, "Look, I need to do a membership site." And I said, "If you want, I'll give you a hand." So they're actually doing a course for property investors online, teaching people how to invest in property. And trainings and stuff like that. And I've set up a system for doing that, and a system for giving people properties, before they actually go into the auctions, a few weeks before they go into the auctions.
Yeah.
Like a special club, and I think there's about 30,000 subscribers with emails about it and stuff. So yeah, I mean, even people like property investors who are normally out looking at properties are now sitting in and turning it into an online business,
Yeah.
It's there, and everybody's sitting online because there's nowhere else for them to go. I mean, at this time of year, once it comes, not maybe now, but well, even now, even April and maybe June, July, August, I generally find for me, it's generally the quietest time of the year for internet marketing. Nobody
Mm.
wants to know about making money. Nobody wants to because they're all sitting on the beach, or they're in a restaurant. They're not thinking about making money.
Yeah.
Now people are forced. They can't go to a restaurant. They can't go on a boat. They can't go on a plane. It's like they're sitting in the like. What else can you do? Just sit down, make some money.
Exactly.
It just makes sense. It makes so much sense. Like no point.
And I know that, here in Spain, 10th of May, they're saying that this lockdown is going to be extended to, but it's not going to be the same as it was before. It's going to be very gradual before people are allowed to basically get close to one another. The restaurants have all been warned that when they open, they're going to have social distancing on their tables. So they've got to reduce the capacity within their restaurants. And how long that will be for, I don't know. But the business world that we were in prior to just a few weeks ago has just totally changed. And it is going to remain changed. People who have never wanted to be online are forced to go online.
Absolutely.
And it's just going to be the way of the future. There's no ifs, buts, or what's about it. If you don't know anything about internet, basically you're going to have to learn, because that's where the business is going to be done.
Absolutely. I mean, I've had like, people who I've been telling for 10 years, or, if you're not online, you won't have a business, it's like, yeah, okay, whatever, maybe, a few years go by, oh yeah, I'm still doing my job, I'm still doing this, I'm still doing that. But then in the last few weeks or months, depending where you're living, suddenly it's like, okay, what job? What shop? What restaurant? It's like, you're going to be working online. Are you going to be broke?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. But, internet marketing is, well, I call it internet marketing. It's such a growth industry.
Yeah.
But as an investment, it's great for me because it generates cash for me to invest. But another business that is really growth is network marketing.
Yeah.
And when people lose their jobs, that has phenomenal growth. So anybody who's in network marketing at the moment will actually find that now is the opportunity for them to really grow and accelerate that business.
Yeah.
Everything works in cycles. I've done presentations. I'm not sure if you've actually been at one of my seminars or not, where I actually describe a clock, and I say that 12 at the top is what we call neutral high, 6 at the bottom, neutral low. When the economy is at 12 and it moves down to 6, that's when everything goes down. Investment opportunities basically are from 6 up to 12.
Yeah.
Now, I talk about 4 categories, which is business, property, paper, and cash. And within each of those categories, there's always an investment type that's going down and an investment type that's going up.
Yeah.
So if you're in business, for example, you will see high streets and businesses that will go under, but within the business model, you have internet marketing goes up, network marketing goes up. So whatever category you look at investing in, there is always a side that goes down and a side that goes up.
Yep. Yep. And Zoom's definitely going up at the minute.
Oh God, don't we wish we had shares in Zoom before all this started? Hindsight is wonderful.
Absolutely. No, that's really good information, Karen. And I think the main thing is you just go and start something and start to do something, because there's so many people just sitting there resting their laurels, and they're sitting there watching Netflix from morning to night, or and I mean, a lot of people I think are even getting, maybe mentally sort of stressed a bit and so on, which is really bad for you as well about it. But the thing about it is, when you're actually focused on your online business or something like that, you don't even have time to. I mean, I haven't had time to sit and think, oh, what way do I feel about this? Because I'm sort of always, doing stuff, coming up with stuff, creating
Yeah.
stuff, creating other people's stuff.
I just, it's really difficult for people being stuck indoors. I know there's people that need to go out. There are some families that it's not pleasant being shut inside the house because of the abuse that takes place.
Yeah.
I know that China, their divorce rate has just absolutely spiked since they've come out of quarantine. So it is really tough on people being confined indoors and space. And if you're looking at investment without trying to sound callous about it, mental health is an area that people are just not prepared for. And as soon as we come out of this crisis,
Yeah.
there will be so many more people who are going to need the support of mental health.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is going to see absolutely phenomenal growth because of what's happened.
Yeah.
I know here in Spain, they're really struggling with funerals. They don't allow people to go to funerals. People aren't grieving the way they need to grieve, and they are going to need support.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is going to be absolutely phenomenal. And I know the governments are looking at the economy at the moment. They're trying to support people as best they can. They are in a reactive situation, and if you're being proactive, now's the time to start work and being able to, if you want a new career, mental health is a way to actually go, and
Yeah.
it is going to be an absolutely phenomenal growth that's going to happen in that.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a big one. I mean, the thing is as well, really, okay, some people are maybe in very bad situations and stuff, and maybe like they're not getting money in, or they don't have hardly any money anyway, and then suddenly there's no food, there's no this, they're not allowed out. That's like hit them like a brick. But a lot of people, and I think probably a very large amount of people, are going to be hit in the future, because it's going to be, with even though they're saying they're giving mortgage breaks and stuff, I mean, if their business is closed down, okay, they get the mortgage break for 3 months, that's great. They'll buck it onto the top of the mortgage, the extra interest, which means they're paying more anyway. But then after the 3 months, if the business is out of business, they've no income coming in, So within a year, with no business, less jobs, because loads of businesses have closed down and stuff, there's going to be a lot of people in the next, I'd say year, 2 years down the line who'll be getting, repossessed and stuff like that. And there'll be all kinds of implications from it as well.
And now's the time to put the plans in place and build a business on the side.
Absolutely.
The inward these days is to have a side hustle.
Yeah.
And basically, like we teach our clients, if you have a hobby, can you monetize it? What can you do to build some income from a hobby? We've already talked about eBay. There's drop shipping.
Yeah.
And drop shipping, you don't need very much money to get into drop shipping because you're not having to buy stock.
Yeah.
You know, you can set up your suppliers, you can set up your shop, and you're just the middleman who is making the money, and it's the middleman who always makes the money.
Yeah.
So drop shipping is a great thing that you can do on site.
Yeah.
You know, you've got what I call private label or white label. White label is if you want to sell a product and brand it as your own product. Yeah, I was reading an article probably about 6 or 8 weeks ago of a guy that he's made 26 million in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And he was, when I started reading the article, it said he created this product, a hair removal product. But when you read the article, he had white labeled a hair removal product. He had just put the marketing behind it. And if your listeners don't understand, white label is where you, for example, I have a glass here, glass. You could put your own brand on those glasses and you can sell them. Bottled water, you can put your own label on bottled water.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know that in the UK, Cheddar Gorge, they have their own water, but they will bottle water for you. They will bottle Cheddar Gorge water and put your own water label on it.
Brilliant.
You know, so there are lots of companies out there who will do white labeling.
Brilliant.
Back in the, showing my age a little bit here, but back in the 1980s, 1990s, I was white labeling cosmetics, and I had a cosmetic company, and you know, I just white labeled it, so it went out with my name on it as my product. So there are lots of opportunities out there that people can start if they have a job now, something they can start and run on site. And if I wouldn't like to see anybody's job go, but if someone does lose their job, at least they've already got a business that started, and it is a side business that can be quickly expanded to give them a good income.
Absolutely.
You know, one of the things we haven't touched on tonight is shares. Now, what we teach our clients is to invest in shares. We don't invest in FTSE 100 because it's so volatile, you can lose money very quickly, but we invest in other markets and we buy shares that produce a monthly income.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So clients of mine now actually have income coming in every month through this off their shares. Up until now, they have just reinvested it back in to grow their share portfolio very quickly.
Yeah.
But now that some of them need the money, they have an extra stream of income coming in. And one of the key things is to have multiple streams of income.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I have my internet marketing businesses. I have a network marketing business. I have my books, and my books are selling. And at the moment, they sell in 11 countries.
Yeah.
I have multiple streams of income.
Yeah.
So some streams are affected by what's happening in the market. Other streams are growing because, as I've got to say, go back to investment cycles, something's always going up when something else is going down.
Absolutely. And one of my internet marketing mentors always used to say, who's paying you? Because at the end of the day, every month or every week or every day, you're paying for your gas, you're paying for your electric, you're paying for your diesel, you're paying for your car tax, you're paying for your car insurance, paying for all these things. So, who's paying you every week or every month or every day? Residual income, and that's huge. You know, if you build up those income streams, they'll pay all that stuff and then start growing your money.
Yeah.
Growing.
You know, I have a book that I wrote in 2003 that is still generating income for me.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah. People go and get it, and it's a paperback, and I also create ebooks, and through the Kindle platform, I put them into the Kindle library. Right, so I have three ways that I actually sell my books, and I get three lots of income coming in off Amazon each month because people access things in different ways.
Absolutely.
You know, so you can create one product, but you can multiply sell it.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's brilliant. That's the best way. I mean, even the other day when we're talking about what was his name? About the film,
So I didn't quite catch.
there was a guy on. I'm trying to remember his name on Pat's webinar. You know, you were investing in the film.
Yeah, Teddy Hayes.
Yeah, Teddy.
Yep.
Hayes. And you know, he was saying, you know, that he planned that this film would be paying, you know, residual income for another 90 years. You know,
Could be 90 years.
90
Yeah.
years, you know what I mean, that's, you know, that's what you call a residual income, like 90 years.
Well,
You know,
Teddy Hayes.
Yeah.
If I can just speak about Teddy a moment. Teddy Hayes he was the inventor of hip hop music.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a famous musician. He's the author of crime mystery books.
Yeah.
He produces theatre. He's a director of movies, a director of theatre. He writes the songs. He writes the plays and everything. You know, he is basically an absolutely incredible talent.
Yeah.
And what you were talking about is Teddy is actually putting a show on. He's written a country play going into theatre that he is going to take around the globe. And he is offering the opportunity to invest in that. And I'm actually doing the investment, I'm trying to put some investment deals together for him to have the money to be able to do that. So yeah, if any of your listeners or viewers are interested in that, I think I'm going to put my website up.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they can just get in contact with me and just say they're interested in that. So
it's KarenNewton.co.uk, yeah?
Yep, that's right.
KarenNewton.co.uk. I'll just spell it just for the purpose of the people in the podcast. KarenNewton.co.uk.
Yeah. And I've got stuff on Facebook as well. So I do have a Facebook group, and you know, I will be doing interviews with Teddy next week on that, specifically in the Facebook group, but also I have the YouTube channel where I have the interviews, and Teddy's going to be part of a YouTube channel interview to promote, you know, this show and the investment opportunity. But he did say that because of the copyright that he has, the copyright will be 70 years after he dies.
Yeah.
So if he goes for 20, 30, 40 years, it could be a very long time that this investment has potential return on it.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Brilliant. Yeah, I mean, I remember it was about 5 or 6 years ago, and my son was playing around in the playground with a friend of his, and they were swinging their bags, and they were clever. And he actually broke his leg, and I ended up. he was really, let's use the word, I don't use it very often, but let's just say depressed about it, like really, really depressed. So I literally spent about 6 weeks, maybe, it would have been maybe 6 weeks in the living room with him sitting, because he couldn't go anywhere and he couldn't move and he couldn't this and he couldn't that. And I remember at the time I was I'd obviously different multiple streams of income coming in, but I remember one of my multiple streams of income was a business, and I used to get $1,000 and $3,500 commissions, And I mean, I remember I got $3,500. I got three. It was 3,500 they paid, but you got 3,000 commissions. So I got $3,000 commissions, and I got $1,000 commission, and all these like residual $100 things and residual $25 things coming in from that one business, and I literally didn't do anything the whole time. I didn't do anything to build my business, to keep my business going, do anything, because I was just spending the whole time with him. And that's the thing about building up, passive income streams online. It's just like when you actually need it, or when you've got a problem, it makes it
there. Yeah.
Right.
And like for your audience, it's how do you get out of your 9-to-5 job? And basically, you build multiple streams of income online. You build shares, you invest the money, and your investments will take care of you.
What I would generally teach people is, some of the strategies that you're teaching are different, and they're like really good. I really like the eBay ones and stuff like that. One of the things I would say to people is you can use those big companies and make, a load of money. I mean, I got one property investment book in the peak of the property market, probably in 2000, and I know it would have been 2005 maybe or something. And like property was going really crazy at the time. And I found one book, and it was a really good name. The guy had made a really good name for the book. And I was like, that's a brilliant name for a book. That thing's going to fly. And I discovered an affiliate program, and he was paying out 50% commissions. And the book was 20 pounds plus £4 packaging. And he paid out $9.99 commissions, right? So I discovered that somebody had listed it on Amazon, but it had run out and it wasn't on Amazon. So I went and listed it on Amazon, and I put the price up from £24 to £30, right? That was like £34, and people were ordering like 6 a day. It went crazy. I ordered like 6 books. It was like going crazy. And I remember I was in Bulgaria for like 4.5 months. We were doing up a house out there that we'd bought at the time, and I was going to do a development of apartments, and like we were there, and I was literally sat down for 10 minutes a day on the computer, put my 5 or 6 orders through, went to his website, put in the credit card details, paid for the books. The money went straight, the £34 went straight, minus whatever their fees were, straight into my bank account immediately from Amazon, right? So I already was like in profit. And then at the end of the month, like he would send me all this money, like £10 from each book I'd sold for the whole month. So I get this big whack of money going in, a complete autopilot. And, I didn't even have to be there. I didn't have to deliver anything, didn't have to post anything, didn't have to do absolutely nothing. And that was one book. You know what I mean? Like what happened if we got 30 or 40 or, you know what I mean? But the only thing with those things is that they do sometimes shut down your account stuff. I did actually get my account shut down for literally no reason and blocked for like 10 years. So the thing I always teach people is to have your own land, to build your own website and your own products and your own books and your own stuff, and be able to market them yourself as well.
Yeah.
And use Amazon and use eBay and use whoever. If the traffic's there, you may as well stick it on Amazon. You may as well stick it in eBay. But at the end of the day, if Amazon and eBay say tomorrow, you still get your website, you still got your own book selling, you still got your own stuff going on as well. So you're covered no matter what happens.
Yeah. And nothing is 100% guaranteed. It doesn't matter what you do, nothing is 100% guaranteed. and you just have to keep an eye on the market, keep an eye, it doesn't, you know, even if you have a product that is a phenomenal seller, is it the right time for it?
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah, and so there is a little bit of work to do with it,
Yeah,
but the amount that you can do online, you know, yeah, I'm busy at the moment. I'm dealing with a lot of clients at the moment because everybody's in shutdown. Prior to that, it was very quiet for me, and I was just there creating content,
yeah,
you know, and taking days off when I want to take days off, and getting out of bed at lunchtime instead of 6 o'clock in the, or 4:30 normally for me in the morning, you
exactly.
know. There is just so much as an investor that you can actually do.
Yeah, 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 definitely, definitely. Well, thank you, Karen, for joining me this evening for the interview for our viewers and everybody out there in the live. Like you say, you can get Karen by going to karennewton.co.uk. That's KARENNEWTON.co.uk. Find out more about Karen. And she's also on YouTube. Probably just if you Google your name, your YouTube channel will pop up. That's what I, when people normally find me, you just type in Ask Satir's, like all the stuff comes up. Like, so, but yeah, I mean, you'll be able to get this podcast at our website, saygoodbye925.com. That's the numbers, 9to5.com. /podcast. That's where I'll be putting these podcasts. So if you want to listen to them in the car, or whatever, you can go there and listen there. I'll also be uploading later on to, you know, probably iTunes and all the other places as well. So I've got a software to do that, which I'm going to be plugging into as well. So me, have you any last words or anything you'd like to say to everyone before we go? Or
I would just say that you're in lockdown,
mm,
and now is the time to do the work to get yourself up and running.
absolutely,
You know,
absolutely,
just take advantage. Don't think you're just isolated in the house. Just take advantage of the opportunity that's there now and build
absolutely.
your business, build your investments.
Yeah. Yeah, as somebody say, you know, just do it. So many people do so much talking, and all you need to do is actually just do it. Just get down and do that thing you
Take action.
have to do,
Yeah.
take action. So we'll stop it there. Thank you very much, Karen. That's brilliant.